This is Acheeto's Faking Disorders, the movie video, which we may or may not get through the entirety of it. But we will have a look and see what he has to say on this trend of faking disorders. See if there's anything that we can pull out. Of course, it's going to have a gaming Overwatch overlay in the background. Oh my god, it's going to be one of those.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I have compiled every piece of content that I've made so far that involves me talking about TikTokers faking disorders for clout. So today you guys can all pop yourself some fresh popcorn and enjoy this feature-length film, TikTokers Faking Disorders, the movie. And before we play it, I want you guys to leave a like on this video so it does well in the algorithm, and subscribe if you haven't yet already. I greatly appreciate it, and let's get into this.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about wow. I want to talk. Wow.
This is literally Jacksepticeye if his mom drank while she was pregnant. Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be taking a look at...
Yeah, just like I see a lot of these kind of channels that kind of use these sort of, you know, they're so goddamn like negative and just insulting to like anyone that they watch, and like they sort of combine it with sort of humor to say that it's like some sort of comedy, but they tread the line between comedy and their genuine thoughts and feelings on stuff. See what they have to say about the Tourette's video.
Gonna look at some TikTokers that have been faking disorders for clout. Now listen, I kind of get that there are days where content is kind of dry, you know, you kind of need a video idea but you're not sure what to post. But some of these TikTokers apparently are so out of ideas for content that they need to pretend that they have a disorder and post videos of them acting out this disorder. This fake disorder, I should say, and I don't know, like using it to get TikTok views. You gotta see some of these clips, they're absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about wow. I wanted to talk wow. I wanted to talk a little bit about wow. Never mind.
So, you see, if she actually wanted to talk about something important in that TikTok and was interrupted by her Tourette's or whatever, don't you think she would have, how do I say this, re-recorded the video until she got it right? It might sound like I'm asking a lot from her, but dude, TikToks are 6 seconds long. It does not take that long to make a goddamn TikTok, dude. It's so crazy, too, because these people can go outside of their house and then just go, wow, like it's a Twitch chat. But then after the video's posted, they just get to go inside and live their normal lives. This comment right here, I think, is pretty valuable. As someone who has Tourette's and is currently in the worst tick attack of my life, it's extremely frustrating to see TikTokers, quote, faking it. You would never want Tourette's, you would never want to deal with the bullying, shit talkers, etc. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. You know that these people are faking it because they post these on TikTok expecting positive, supportive, and reassuring comments. If everybody knew that...
I mean, there's a lot of like stretches made there. Like, I mean, I know some people who have Tourette's, and I don't have Tourette's myself. I've never been diagnosed. But I do have tics, and I think there's something to be said about feeling okay about like being open about sort of who you are, I guess, you know, you as a person. But I mean, to me it doesn't necessarily look like what I see someone with Tourette's acts like, and it does kind of seem like it's kind of a funny sort of video that they made. However, I'm not going to jump to the assumption that they don't have Tourette's. It's kind of like a weird sort of, well, how would you say, like an opinion that somewhat conflicts with itself. Like a lot of these individuals who talk about this will say you can't diagnose yourself like with a medical disorder, but in the same vein, they will say that someone doesn't have a disorder. So it's kind of like they're kind of doing the opposite in a sense, which seems very silly. I do also want to say that I'm not like my intention with this is not to say, okay, this person is not actually someone who is faking it. I think, you know, people can do, and people fake a lot of things, and the thing is that I don't feel the need to like make fun of people like that. I mean, I think in some cases it can somewhat be seen as quite offensive, and you know, I do have tics, and it's not something that I particularly would make a video out about and put out there. But I don't know what this person's like. I have no background. I've never talked to them before. There's so much lack of context there for me.
content would get you hate comments and people would bully you in the comments, nobody would post it. But because we live in a society that has gotten to the point where we're so supportive of people with mental disorders, which I think is a good thing, it encourages people to fake it for clout and on TikTok because they think they're going to get supportive interaction. For these people, Tourette's is like a costume they can put on whenever they need to record a TikTok because they hope that they can get likes, comments, shares, and follows from people that I guess feel bad for them or something, or just well-meaning people that want to be good people. Okay, so I don't know if your tics ruined it or the fact that you're wearing your hoodie the wrong way to the point where you literally cannot see what's in front of you caused you to fall over. I feel like having your, I don't know.
I feel like that video is just more of like a funny post. Like, there's nothing really that I can take away from that other than they're just trying to like do something funny. But I don't know. Like, I could go over and I could see what their profile is like. Maybe they do have like tics, or they have Tourette's, and they're just kind of making a funny video for their community. You know, there's that context possibly, or they could just be someone on the internet just wanting to do something that looks funny, and they're sort of making fun of someone with Tourette's. Who knows? I don't know the context of it, but the jumping to conclusions is something that I find quite funny, I would say.
I don't know, field of vision working is a pretty good way to prevent yourself from tipping over. Yeah, man, I'm gonna deprive myself of complete spatial awareness and then fall over and blame it on these tics that I have, apparently. Also, people who tic do not tic to the point where they fall over. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's happened once or twice, but you do realize that people who live with Tourette's and tics, like, they actively try to learn how to live with that so that things like that don't happen. For these people on TikTok, they try to act like their life is in such disarray. Like, they try to act as literally brain dead as possible. Like, they try to act like they have no idea what world they're on just so that people will...
I have no idea how he gets this from that one video of the very small video. This is kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just the characterizations of like an entire community of people.
Well, just sympathy like them. Like in that TikTok we just saw, that person could have just been like very drunk, like honestly. Apparently, if you listen in 3x, your anxiety side shows. Oh, get the hell out of here. You look like a 1950s animated cartoon character. You look like a Looney Tunes. Like, I'm sorry, but just, like, look at this nail biting. This looks like an animation almost. Like, it's so intentionally over-exaggerated because, like, it's like, why? What are you doing? Nobody with anxiety does that. I've got anxiety, dog. I've never done that in my life. You literally look like a bedbug right now. Like, you're twitching and shit. You look like you were just hit.
Just to counter that, I mean, I've been in states which look quite similar to that. I mean, obviously that person is acting in this circumstance, and it's, you know, it's a short video. People want to capture attentions and exaggerate and such. I mean, this person could, you know, genuinely have an anxiety disorder, but you know, it's making it's kind of like a fun video. It's not like they're sitting down and like giving a full sort of representation and saying, look, this is what anxiety looks like on the daily. Like, it would be a bit different if they did that, that's for sure. Like you're saying, this is how it always looks. If people are able to fake pregnancy, faking a diagnosis, so much more, will be so much more normal and prevalent. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true, but, you know, as I said, like, people can fake anything. People could fake what religion they are, perhaps, you know, their sexuality. It's hard to really like say that you know one way or another, I guess. I think the only time that you could perhaps have somewhat of a conclusive answer to like videos like this is if you have watched a lot of them, or they've talked about certain things, and there's quite a history of certain things. Because I know that there has been some particular creators who do have a history of sort of faking things, and they do such things for attention and views because they get them. But I would say that that's not necessarily related to just particularly disorders or neurodiversities. I think that's just the internet in general just tends to bring that out of people. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to make judgments on who's faking, who's not, but if someone is annoyed by a video, they should stop watching it. Sarcastic commentary is not necessary. Well, I think this, you know, this is for people who just want to like dunk on others and just be outwardly fair, like quite negatively, you know, just because they find it funny to be like very insensitive and insulting based on very little evidence, like a TikTok. At the moment, I'm having those spasms, and it happened in a shop. They almost filmed an ambulance. They thought it was a seizure. I would have never filmed it frontline. I don't want the attention. Yeah, but also I can imagine, like, you know, I would be put on one of these subreddits if I stimmed for the camera. You know, it could definitely be something that I do, and it's something that I do off camera, and I could just be putting it on to show people what it looks like. But again, like, people would say, "Oh, that's no one does that. You're just acting for the camera. You definitely didn't do this. You've never done it in any other videos, so you don't do it." You know. So as soon as if I was to make a video of me stimming, people say, "Oh, it's, you know, you're faking it," like, which is not the case. It's just that I don't show it to people. It's the same with tics. Don't really show it very much, especially the auditory ones.
Just hit with bug spray. What is happening?
I'm Evan. I'm 6.
6. 6 years of age. 6 years old. I know everybody knows that 6 years old is young, but like, dude, when you are 6 years old, you are in the 1st grade. You haven't even learned, like, addition yet. Let me just put it this way, okay? You have a kid, your kid is 6 years old, he's in 1st grade, you want to check out the school. You pop into one of your kid's classes, and you see this individual sitting alongside your kid. I would honestly get the school security guard and call for an emergency school-wide lockdown just out of pure safety measures. Just saying.
I'm a trauma holder. I don't remember what trauma I exactly hold. I just know I hold trauma. I just know it's not sexual trauma. I use he, him pronouns. Zola's my mother. I'm sorry.
What even is the point of this? Like, I don't understand what you even view to gain from posting this. Like, even after all the supportive comments.
This is, I think, particularly related to, like, dissociative identity disorder. There are a few people who do, like, channels and such about this. It is probably one of the most debated diagnoses that are out there. It's not obviously going to be extremely relatable or understandable to the majority of people. However, do I think that that individual would do that? I have no idea what they're like. You know, maybe it is. Maybe that is one of their identities. Who knows? I can only think of myself in that circumstance. I would not want, like, if I was to have like an alter who is somewhat quite underage or very young, I wouldn't necessarily want to put that video out on the internet, you know. So you can think about all the reasons to why it could be fake or could not be, or you could just get on with your day and just ignore it. The thing is, I don't know sort of the definite sort of ins and outs of it. It's a very, very complex disorder with a lot of stigma attached to it, and from reading up about it, from watching some videos from psychologists who specialize in DID, I saw this one guy who did a pretty solid video looking into what it looks like in people and the reasons to why people might want to make videos about it, you know, and it's for similar reasons like you would do with autism and ADHD. I mean, a lot of these individuals, like Acheeto, will say that you're only doing that because you want to gain views and attention and sympathy from doing so. And it's kind of making this very quick judgment about why someone's doing something, and sort of saying, I know why you're doing it because I'm a cynic and everybody does that for views and attention online. Maybe they just want to educate people on what it looks like and such. And am I saying that that individual that we just saw is not faking it or is faking it? I have no idea. I don't know. It's definitely a bit strange to post, like to consider posting. I don't know. Personally, I would not myself.
Comments, even after the possible likes, shares, and follows you get, how do you feel as a person? Like, I know after I make a video, I feel pretty accomplished. I feel like I got a lot of work done. I do not think after posting something like that, you feel very accomplished. Like, I don't know, I can't really imagine posting that and then looking back on my day thinking, wow, I've been really productive today. I got a lot of shit done, man.
I don't know, I dress really feminine, boys are cute, I don't know exactly, I'm sorry.
Yo, check me out, ready?
I have, 3 siblings, I believe, yeah. Have a good day, and this is Ronnie. Ronnie gives kiss. Bye.
Good grief, man. This is why you don't let your kids get educated by abcmouse.com. Nah, I'm trolling. I've never actually used ABC Mouse. Can't say I know how it is, but...
This video seems like being in high school again. I know a few people like this guy. It feels like a somewhat knockoff version of Leafy is Here. He's probably going to follow a similar path. I faked a leg injury in middle school to get sympathy. I used crutches as well. Oh my god. I thought we left those dunking on people videos in 2018. No, it is like, it's still around. It's definitely still around on YouTube. Bro, is that annoying a character in teenage high school comedy? Yeah.
But man, like, I can point and laugh all day. Seriously, I really can, but I
Yes,
feel
I know you
bad.
can.
I do. I feel bad
No, you
that
don't.
person felt the need to post that.
You should feel bad about
Fuck
yourself.
Yeah. Fuck off. I'm a zombie. Ooh.
Dude, you're like a grown woman. Why are you on TikTok? Seriously, like, what do you, like what? What sort of social benefit do you feel that you get by posting on TikTok? Like, I just don't understand. Do you...
This guy be one of these people who say, like, anything that's kind of quirky or different, like, that's not sort of in the norm is, like, officially, like, instantaneously labeled as cringe, you know? Oh, it's cringe. What are you talking about? You know? Do you know what I mean? It's like... The thing is, in that video, it does seem like they do have tics, because that is what it, from my experience, that is kind of what it looks like. They're obviously doing a funny video. That's what it is, dude. I don't know if they have it or not. Again, I cannot say that they don't. Maybe they do, and they're having a few, and they add a little bit for the video. Who knows?
Do you feel like a more complete person when 14-year-old girls comment, wow, you are so brave to you, after you've posted fake Tourette's filter content? Like, it's so obvious because you literally planned the zoom-ins when you use that effect. So it's almost like you knew when you were gonna tick because you're faking it. Go be a soccer mom, dude. Stop posting
I'm pretty
cringe.
sure that is not not a filter that you actually have to do anything with. I think when you open your mouth, it just does that. I don't think it's a planned thing. At least Leafy has a funny sounding voice. It's interesting how those videos always cater to a specific demographic. Yeah, I think it specifically caters to people who they're looking to indulge in their shadow, perhaps. Their what is it, for Jungian shadow. They're like, oh, today we're just gonna make fun of people on TikTok.
You're kidding. He didn't just say what I think he did he? And Dr. Dre said, nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dead. He's locked in my basement. Feminist women love Eminem. Chicka, Slim Shady. I'm sick of him. Look at him walking around, rapping as you know what, living in...
Dude, my legs have been shaking the entire time I've been making this video. Get out of here, bro. Also, like, biting your nails? Biting your nails? It's a bad habit, but it's not neurodivergent. Your little spicy shake, that's just called shivers. And apparently your little sleep mode, yeah, that's just called spacing.
No, I actually think some of these are, like, specifically, like, neurodivergent things. I've seen quite a few videos like this. from other autistic creators. Yeah. And the thing is, yes, to a certain degree, yes, they are acting because they're trying to make a video. But does that mean that they act in every single scenario in their life? Probably not. Because it's a video that someone's created.
Slash zoning out happens to literally everybody. Okay, so here somebody is reacting to a bass drop in a song, and they're acting like they just saw the greatest thing ever, like they just saw like a midget making a Lego set or something. I don't know why it's so over the top. But then of course they have to defend themselves by saying, I know this seems obsessive, but dude, promise, it's my actual, genuine, actual reaction that I would have totally normally if there was no camera on. Which is obviously cap.
I've seen a lot of people react like that. Just saying. When I used to work in school, when we had like an exciting surprise for the students, some of them would react with that. Just being truthful. Unfortunately, there are folk who thrive on negativity. Yeah, that's true. I hear their shadow Babylon 5 entering my head. Imagine this dude giving diagnosis this way. It's just like a registered psychologist just giving out like... Again, like, I do have to draw attention to the fact that a lot of them say that self-diagnosis is silly and that you can't diagnose yourself, but proceed to, like, undiagnose people on the internet. You know? It's just the irony is palpable.
Blue would like to make an appearance. I'm literally filming a TikTok. It's fine, it's fine. Oh, my bad. I didn't know you were filming. Hey guys. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna go, sorry.
Yeah, man, let's just act like we're completely different people. Like, dude, this is not how it works. It's not some multiple personality disorder where you just get to just disassociate and then instantly just snap back to a new human being. This shit is like the biggest self-report of all time. Like, I don't know why you would post that. It's cringe. It's dishonest.
Well, it is a self-report. Also, I don't know particularly the ins and outs of how dissociative identity disorder can work, and also like the variations person to person. Although a lot of the people that I have seen who do educational content about it on YouTube or talk about their experiences, it does tend to vary a lot person to person. So I wouldn't be so quick to say that that's not how it works. Have I seen anything that said that's how it worked? Not really. It tends to be, from the stuff that I've seen, it tends to be very somewhat random and uncontrolled, usually related to some emotional stress that's happened or some experience or memory. And usually it does kind of have like dissociation involved in it because it is dissociative identity disorder. I'm focusing on the game in the background. They never show their identity either. I wonder why.
Honest, and it's just not entertaining. Yeah, I mean, like 20 seconds of that entire clip, I had to speed up to 400% speed because you were just sitting there, like, with your eyes closed. Also, yeah, people with actual multiple personality disorder issue, they actually, like, can't choose when the other personalities, like, pop up and stuff. So you just, like, closing your eyes and breathing in, it doesn't actually change the fact that you know exactly what you're doing.
This is Heidi fronting, and yes, we do all have different handwriting, so I'll go show you now. This is my handwriting. Galaxy's handwriting, Scarlett's handwriting, William's handwriting, Daniel's handwriting, Katerina's handwriting, Lily's about 4, so this is her handwriting, Esme's handwriting, and India's handwriting, and that's it.
Okay, so I got a crazy idea. Call me MatPat the way I'm theorizing here, but maybe you intentionally tried to write each sentence a different way in order to make it seem like your fake disorder is legit. Like maybe you like.
You would think that if you were a cynic. I don't know. I mean, I know someone with a dissociative identity disorder. She's called No Tricks, and we've had quite a lot of chats together about things, and it's a very complex thing to try and navigate in life, as you can imagine. You know, having somewhat two sort of separate identities, and it's interesting because when they were their other identity, they haven't had a lot of what people would describe as like switches between these identities like quite consistently. They only have them like really, really intermittently, like years apart, perhaps. And their other personality actually had a really difficult time with like losing weight. They were pretty overweight during that time, and they had completely separate interests to what Notrix has. Like they were like an investment banker. And nowadays, you know, Notrix obviously like dark trap artist, never struggles with maintaining like a healthy weight. Like almost the opposite. Like she has to eat. She has to consistently try to eat more. It's a very complex thing. I don't claim to know all about it, but you know, Acheeto does.
You like literally went on defont.com and found different fonts for you to try to replicate to make it seem like there are different entities controlling your mind and writing them down for you. So in this one, the challenge is to sit still, so she obviously intentionally tries to move around as much as possible. I don't know, man, this all seems so much for attention, and I don't really see the point of it being on TikTok, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think, so leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. Let's run it.
So today I want to talk about King of the Hill lore.
A common theme throughout these videos is the person trying to fake the disorder is the only person in the video. It's almost like they know that it would be very weird and cringe to act this way in front of other people.
Could it be that you're...
I wonder, does this person actually think that DID is a thing? Like, because of all the people that he's looking at, how does he discern which is real or not? I don't understand. Does this guy have a degree in psychiatry? Or have a specialism kind of interest in understanding the ins and outs of dissociative identity disorder? I don't think so. All I know about it is that personalities tend to cover traumas they have. It's a way to dissociate from the trauma. Yeah. Usually like there tends to be a lot of like significant like PTSD attached to it as well. The brain is an amazing thing. Imagine having influenza and refusing to self-diagnose out of self-righteousness dies from bacterial pneumonia, an easily preventable infection. Yeah, you're just faking it. Oh my god.
Nuggies?
Does that mean anything? Am I like just losing it, or does that have no meaning whatsoever? Like, I'm trying to think what that could have possibly meant, and I seriously think she's communicating in a completely different language. Either she's literally speaking in tongues, or she's saying something that's so obscure that it has no meaning, so that people just leave a like out of pure confusion.
It's a hard knock.
A dragon with memories of being a dragon. Okay, listen, I don't care how many people want...
I have to say that, like... thinking that you have a dragon personality is I find that hard to believe, if I'm being honest. I don't know. Do people have dragon personality identities? I haven't seen that in the literature, that's for sure, but okay. But I think in a lot of these instances, like, you know, teenagers do have a tendency of trying to find themselves, and you know, some of them might be wanting to have attention, be special, and all that kind of thing. Like, I definitely did when I was younger. I wanted to be like a special individual, you know, unique person, per se. So there will be some individuals out there, particularly the younger generation, who possibly do. But the thing is about faking disorders, is that is an actual disorder that people have. It's just genuinely like the act of faking disorders and believing in it and trying to convince other people that you are that as well is in itself a disorder. So it's you know, perhaps this person has another diagnosis.
Want to defend this sort of behavior. I'm sorry, but someone has to say, dude, you are
like
not
split.
a dragon. None of your alter egos are dragons. You are a human being. And I think you know that you're a human being. I think you're just pretending to have a disorder where you have memories of a dragon for TikTok likes. I think it's...
Do you think this guy ever watches a video and says, oh, that's a pretty good representation of whatever I'm talking about? Or do you think he just looks at every single video and just immediately thinks that they're faking it for views?
I think it's that simple. Okay, and here's another one where they are just talking nonsense. What is an introjective yeet? I have no clue, dude, okay? Gun to my head, if I could try to explain this, I guess I'm dead, dude. Like, I cannot explain what any of this means.
What's a hyperfixation or special interest? Here, this will be one.
What is a hyperfixation or special interest of yours? /Jen. So yeah, I don't know why the word hyperfixation is used. I think that's just called enjoying something a lot. And I really enjoy doing YouTube. You know, I like making videos.
There you go. Much and son syndrome. Is this guy basically saying that hyperfixation or hyperfocusing isn't a thing because everybody enjoys things? Oh my god. I think the reason why it's called a hyperfixation or a special interest is because it is abnormally focused on for a period of time, and quite often people who do hyperfixate tend to go long periods of time focused on something to a point where they neglect aspects of their own physical care. I consider that to be somewhat, I mean, it's kind of within the name, you know. There's a difference between having an interest and being hyperfixated on something. Like hyperfixation, it could interfere with your work. It could interfere with lots of different aspects of your life, including like social relationships, to the point where you could consider it to be more fixated than normal. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Videos for you guys. I enjoy it. It's nice. I wouldn't call it hyperfixation, though. Also, I'm sorry, but what is this drip? Double-layered rainbow beaded Minecraft Among Us necklaces? Okay, here we have, let's see, when you get stabbed in headspace, like there's a knife in my stomach, but I'm still fronting, WTF, help me? Dude, you look like Ninja during that one stream where he was accidentally live and didn't get enough sleep. So this is part of the trend where it's like, act crazy and maybe people will stop and give you some attention. Like, this one is just, like, saying stuff that's so vague and sounds mysterious and intriguing, like, oh my god, what is happening, what's going on, it's like the beginning of Crazy Frog, you know, what's going on, like, that's literally what they're trying to do. They're trying to, like, spam that they have no idea what's going on in their life, so that maybe you can leave a like and support them.
The thing is, this guy's talking like this is the reaction of every single person that watches this video. This is his reaction, this is his subjective feelings and thoughts about these videos. Monotropic focus, that's another good way of explaining hyperfixation too. But this is not the reaction that everybody has, to be honest. It's not the reaction that I would have. And I'd say there's probably a considerable amount of people who don't feel the same way.
No. No. Guys, I need you to spam Rozzy chill. No, Rozzy, don't chill. If you want me to take over this vessel, I need you to spam Rozzy, don't chill. And spam your blackest hearts all over.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna claim.
Gotta be honest, guys, I don't know about that one. It seems like a very tactical sort of TikTok engagement thing. I think this person might have a different diagnosis, to be honest. One of my older brother's friends thought he turned into a wolf, but he didn't actually see a doctor about his delusions. He was a nice guy, though. I had delusions when I was younger, particularly when I didn't understand much about autism. You can't identify with something that doesn't exist in real life, but then again, yeah, I suppose people can. They can choose to, I guess. No, I had delusions of grandeur when I was younger. It was more of a consequence of not really understanding much about myself in comparison to other people, and also like as a coping mechanism. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That other video, I mean, obviously that, like, not obviously, but I'm assuming that person was doing that for views, considering that it was kind of tailor-made in that sense. I think maybe that might be one of the first ones that I could say probably, like, good. I'm a good percent certain that is, yeah, not a depiction of reality. It seems like something that me and my brother would do when we were younger. Do you think believing in the supernatural is delusional? I think it depends. You know, people talk about like ghosts and spirits and, you know, otherworldly entities and aliens and all of that. Personally, from my understanding of reality, it doesn't seem like that would be the case. Although that is my perspective on it. I'm not gonna outwardly like call someone delusional and say that they're an idiot for it. I think that there's more like, just from my own views, being a very sort of atheistic, non-spiritual kind of person, I do believe to a certain extent there's a higher likelihood that someone's experienced a hallucination rather than saw something that would, you know, make them think that that was real. I don't know. That's my own personal feeling. I'm not saying that that's right. I'm just from my experience and understanding of reality, it doesn't seem to be real. But, you know, like, I used to think I was a supernatural entity, which is not true. But that was a delusion that I used to cope with my circumstances. Just because the guy doesn't understand what someone is going through doesn't mean they aren't going through something bad. Yeah. I think the thing that I find difficult, or the thing that I find somewhat annoying about these types of videos, is that the person claims with such certainty that they know exactly what's going on, whereas most people would be like, that doesn't seem, maybe I don't know, you know, somewhat questioning on their initial sort of prejudgments, especially when they don't know much about the actual disorder that they're talking about.
Claim this guy was joking or trolling with that one. He probably was on black tar heroin. Like, for all the other clips, it seems highly possible that they're faking it, but this guy, I mean, either he's just the greatest troll/actor of all time, or he's actually coming down from a meth high. Well, actually, no, definitely not coming down, definitely peaking. And I feel like the missing 2 front teeth doesn't really help him out at all, so, I mean, there's definitely that. But out of all that we just witnessed, what even was that toward the end? He became like a little girl or something. Razzie! Like what did I just witness?
This person is in my comment section telling me that they're in training to be a therapist. And because of that, they know that... I'm sorry. They know.
Oh my god, spit it out! Like, what are you hyping up? This is not a Skrillex hype dubstep UK rave bass drop. Just say what you want to...
I mean, someone is inherently questioning their legitimacy or reality in a sense. So I can understand why people might have that reaction. I've had comments like that before by registered doctors saying that I'm not autistic. I mean, I've got a whole bank of evidence, and like, you know, I was diagnosed when I was 10, so it's you know, I'm almost 99.99% sure that I'm autistic. Let's just say.
You want to say, like, I'm actually getting frustrated after watching this. Like, I need to watch this video every single time I'm about to lift weights, and it'll just get me so pissed off. Like, why? Like, what even is this? Like, this is the sort of shit that you show Kim Jong-un when he's having a rough day, and then that's it, dude. He just nukes the entire United States. No questions asked.
That DID headmates do not fully form until the system is in their 30s. And because I'm only 21, I cannot have fully formed headmates. Of all the misconceptions, DID is formed in childhood. It's like a strictly childhood disorder.
What is with this overreaction, bro? Like, what is going on?
I think it is formed in childhood. Excessive attention seeking could also be a sign that someone's struggling with something, 100%. Definitely. Yep. Figgy says, I'm a firm believer in quantum consciousness theory after reading Sir Alan Penrose's books. I've seen a few studies on it. I'd be interested to know more about that. Is it quantum or quantum? Yana says, I've seen things that I don't explain doesn't mean it's a ghost or God, etc. There's so much in this existence that we don't know or understand. We put names and meanings to these things. Yeah, and I think there is something to be said about you know, as we are developing as a human race and understanding more things about reality, the more that we are certain that there is a lot more that we do not understand about life and reality. I mean, we don't even know what consciousness is. We know what it is, but we don't know why it happens, or if it is actually a thing. You know.
Going on? Like, why are you covering your mouth over and over again? Like, you just got a jump scare from FNAF. I don't understand why you're so characterized and why you're overacting so hard. You don't need to. You don't need to. Just read the comment, tell them why it's wrong, and that's the end of it. Instead, I'm getting all of this other garbage that I don't need to be seeing or hearing.
100% of DID systems are formed before you're 10. Anyways, I just needed somebody else to view this absurdity with me. And if you really are training to be a therapist, please learn to listen to people with the disability that you're talking about.
Bro, you're on TikTok. Nobody's gonna be serious with you on TikTok. Like, I know she's just trying to pull the, oh, it's so unprofessional for a therapist card, but dog, you don't deserve professionalism on TikTok. Literally nobody does. If you were polite to somebody on TikTok, like overly polite, I'd be concerned, dog. Like, listen, I know manners and stuff, like I'm all for that, but let's try to like use our manners in the right places, not, you know, like TikTok.
Yes.
Genuine question.
Don't be a nice person on social media. Just be toxic AF.
When you are a dog, do you find other dogs attractive? So I'm going to assume that this TikToker has moments in their life where they identify as a dog. So I guess this comment was saying, yeah, dude, when you identify as a dog, are you attracted to other dogs? Now, this is actually a totally fair question, because if I'm supposed to live my life believing that you're actually a dog, well, I have to know if that identity comes with attraction to other dogs.
I don't care if this was supposed to be a genuine question. This is full of ignorance. First of all, I am not a dog. We have a non-human alter in our system. He is a child. No, please stop sexualizing our alters.
Dude, your alters, first of all, aren't even real, so for you saying, oh, he's a minor, he doesn't exist! He's in your head! And he's probably not even in your head because you probably made this up for TikTok.
Oh, there we go. You probably made it up. It's not real. Like, I don't know what in that video you could, like, criticize not being real. I mean, I feel like I would have that question might pop in my head. I probably wouldn't comment it. If I just came across one of their videos talking about it, and there was no context to it, perhaps I might ask that, you know, in my head. You know, obviously with the context of what they just said, it makes a little bit more sense. Yo, bro, this dude is so funny. Yo, oh my god, totally own these fakers. Yeah. Nice joke, good stuff. Figgy says, quantum consciousness theory is the idea that consciousness is a fundamental to reality and not emergent. For example, time. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I quite like the idea of, I can't remember the actual name of it, but like the idea that there is no sort of separate consciousnesses and that we're all sort of tuning into one consciousness from different perspectives. It's quite an interesting one. No evidence behind it. I mean, it's legitimate as any other kind of thoughts about consciousness, I suppose.
Loud, honestly, dude, round of applause. Quick side note, by the way, you appear to have a work uniform on. Wow, what? What? Why are you filming a TikTok at work? Why are you talking about your alters that are probably fake at work? What even is this? Like, I would never want to shop at your business ever. Okay, and here we have somebody who's very intentionally about to overreact to the bass drop of a song and acts like they just, I don't know, like discovered fire or something. And you can see from the little captions that they're putting in, like, shake and tap. Wow. I'm shaking and tapping because this song is just so powerful. And then here we have must look at noise. Like, what does that even mean? Like, that doesn't even have any meaning.
Hi, I'm Luke, and I'm the host of the system.
I know some people who have those reactions.
I'm Eras. I'm the protector, I guess. Get the fuck out of my face.
So let me get this straight. You're pretending to have multiple different people inside of your body for clout, but not only that, you're going to give each of them their own pronouns. Like, the protector of the system. Like, bro, you're not, like, Power Rangers. I definitely see the appeal.
No, I'm pretty sure that that's a thing. But, I mean, even in the case that they are putting it on, maybe they do actually have those, but they're just wanting to sort of express what it's like. I don't know. It could be a case. And he says, Collective Consciousness by Jung. Ah, okay. I remember. I think that's where I got it from. I came across it when looking into quantum effects in photosynthesis. There was some papers on it. I got obsessed for 12 months. Really interesting. That is cool.
Feel though, like in terms of how to get likes, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be 5 different personalities for Cloud, and each of them is gonna have their own pronouns, and each of them is gonna have their own favorite anime. It's all done very intentionally.
We make sure to warn them if we're ever having a partner over, just so that they are not startled if anything happens. We also warn Marianne, who is primarily their caretaker in the headspace. We also make sure that every partner we have knows we're a system. Before anything gets even a little bit hot and heavy, we inform them that there is a possibility that a little might front. We watch their reaction very closely, and if they are not somebody that we trust with our littles, they're not somebody that we trust with our body, period. And again, we're lucky enough that our littles almost never front without somebody else co-conscious, so there's always an adult ready to physically defend our little.
When will you be happy? Like, at what point do you think, okay,
Jesus.
yeah, that's it, we're good, we can stop this now? Like seriously, like at what point, is it 1 million followers, 2 million, 3 million? Seriously, what is it gonna take? Because honestly, I want to know. Like, it's so ridiculous. I have no
I really want to know how this guy descends. Like, what is fake? I mean, as I said, I don't know the mountain amount of information about DID, but that could be something. I don't know. My friend Notrix is sort of describing that idea of like co-consciousness in a sense. You're sort of having input from your alter, but it's just the incessant jumping to conclusions.
No idea what you're talking about. Like, you're talking, like this is, again, just another fucking language for clout. The acting sped meta on TikTok has been around for a while now, because everybody knows if you act like you were dropped from a 50-story building, you are 100% guaranteed some free TikTok clout. Even if you might actually not be special at all and might be a completely neurotypical individual, well, you know, people feel bad and they're sympathetic and they want to leave a like on your TikTok, so you guys know the drill. We're gonna be looking at this fake disorder cringe, so leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and big thanks to GamerSubs for sponsoring this video. GamerSubs has been a long-time supporter of the channel. It's basically just G Fuel, but actually good. I drink a cup of GamerSubs pretty much every time I'm about to record a video because it makes me far more productive, energized, and focused, and pretty much all of the flavors that GamerSubs offer are just delicious. So if you guys want to try some today, you can use my link down below, or use code Acheeto for 10% off your order at gamersubs.gg. Every purchase helps me out and the channel out, and you also get your hands on the best energy formula in the market. So yeah, thanks to GamerSubs, and let's get on with the video.
Life and death and love and birth and
cars with no muffler who accelerate past me, causing my PTSD symptoms to return. Yeah, and what makes this all the more believable is the fact that you have a toothy cheek-to-cheek smile on right now. Yeah, I don't think looking all happy-go-lucky is a symptom of actual PTSD trauma, my dude. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's the exact opposite. Like, I guarantee you, the people that served in the Vietnam War who can't hear the word Joey without spazzing on the floor because it reminds them of their lost friend who died from a grenade, they don't stop to record a TikTok in which they are like smiling for the camera when they're going through these PTSD attacks. Also, how would one get PTSD from a car muffler? Like, to me, it just seems like you were going on a walk, heard a loud car, and were like, wow, this is mildly annoying. Let me record a TikTok saying this is triggering PTSD.
and peace and war on the planet Earth.
Also, why are you flipping me off? What did I do? I'm not driving past you in a car with no muffler. I didn't do shit to you, dog. I've never interacted with you in my life, and you're giving me the finger,
getting on my
okay?
nerves.
Firstly, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there that Marbles is not just a character for my haunt. She is my other personality that I created into a character for my haunt, and in order to bring her out, I need to front her. If you don't know what fronting is, please look up split personality or DID disorder, and you will understand.
Didn't you just admit that you made this person up?
My other personality that I created.
Damn, bro, say less. What a self-report. Make a
Yeah, PTSD is just war traumas. I mean, it makes up quite a lot of, like, people do develop PTSD from war, but it's definitely not, like, just an isolated thing related to war. Like, maybe some people are triggered by loud, explosive noises near them. Have they, annoying dude, not realized that they haven't provided any constructive information that whole time about anti-something without standing for anything? I mean, it's just basically about dunking on people. I think I think we've got a good representation of what is going on here. Are there going to be some more videos that we could talk about which are related to autism that might come up? Sure. Do I want to sit through the entirety of this babble? No, I do not. So I think we're probably gonna wrap things up there, guys. I think we've all got an idea of what kind of content this guy makes. It's really sad to see that this is still like a part of the internet, YouTube. There's just so many like contradictions in like what they believe in this, and so many jumping to conclusions without analysing the topic further. We're not getting any constructive criticism of any of this. It's not like he's gone on to their pages, tried to understand a bit more about it, done a little bit of a course, done some research and talked to someone with DID in order to give like a thorough explanation. This is just for, you just call it what it is. It's just someone making fun of people on the internet because they like doing it.